Thank you. I'm not a doctor, but thank you. I hope in the future I can be.
Sorry?
But yeah, I'm a professor.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm going to be the last person to introduce myself. I guess the main actor always can show up at the last moment. So today I'd like to share some experience with you guys about how to validate your business model. And I put a subtitle underneath called user-centered innovation. First, oh, I did it properly. So my name is Tingbin Tang. Tang used to be a famous dynasty in China, right? And my own company I've been running for 7 years called Piao Piao, which means people and people, which also means since the beginning, we pay a lot of attention to people, because people is always the most important thing for your business, right? And currently, I'm also a co-founder of a travel booking website called Go Pack Up. It's a service in San Jose. And I'm teaching interactive design in San Jose State University as well. Prior to this, I used to be the founder and the director for transportation design program in Central Academy of Fine Arts in Beijing. I have been a serial entrepreneur for many years, And before that, I used to run a company in Chicago called Sandstone. We provide contract manufacturing service, and we help many U.S. clients to, especially middle-sized and small-sized companies, to help them have their product made in China. That was what we did over 10 years ago. So during the past 7 years, I've been helping a lot of companies, and many of them are Fortune 500 companies, like Nokia, Lenovo, Ping An, China Mobile, China Telecom. So what we do, we help them to come up with their product strategies, because we help them study the market, study the target users, and then we help them come out with the product ideas. Then we build a prototype to validate the product ideas before they actually develop a product and launch to the market. So I'd like to share some experience with you guys. So every case I'm showing here today are the case I've been working with. I very hands-on experience, So not know anything from the books, everything from my experience. So first thing I have to say, we need to validate user demands, innovate for needs. So I met many people, especially many startups. They have very cool ideas, then they just start to develop the ideas to an actual product. But they never actually found out is that a real demand for this product, and if there is a demand, how strong is the demand? How many people really want to pay for it? So this experience from, for example, this product called Sandstone, which I developed in 2002-2003. At that time I was in Savannah, Georgia, so it was a very small startups. So we developed this product to deliver smell to the internet. So it's a very cool idea, and we before September 11 we actually got some investment, but after September 11 it becomes very tough for us. But I still hope that this company come up with this product, and we had this made in Shenzhen in China. But the problem is the company can never sell very well. We tried our best to sell. It's a very cool idea, and we had it made. we had it functional. You know, it has 20 channel. It has fragrance oil in it. You know, you can use a software to mix the fragrance oil. You know, you can evaporate the smell. You know, you can send the e-rolls to a girlfriend, and she can, when she receives, she can actually smell it. You know, so it's very cool ideas, and we even made the products, but still the company failed. You know, so now they sell the company to California.
The sell is email smells.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to have my product called Sandor. It has fragrance oil in it. You know. But so the problem is maybe it's cool ideas, and I know many companies also started doing that. I know Lenovo is doing that for smell enhanced telephone mobile experience. I know Docomo in Japan also working on that, but none of them actually come up with the products. And we had the products in 2003, but still we failed. You know, so sometimes the cool ideas is cool, but maybe you got to be good timing. Maybe it's not the right timing for smell yet, because it's not a thing yeah, we have to have, right? It's something good to have, but it's not we have to have, right? So so that's the lessons I learned. We get a lot of media attention. We myself and my design have been featured in Time magazine, you know, many media and the press, and collected by a museum, but still, that means nothing, because you got to be accepted by the market, by the target users, right? That's more important than media report. So that was the product.
How big the thing is?
It's like this size, you know, put on your desk.
Boy,
Now it can be even smaller, but that time it's supposed to be.
What's the value proposition of that thing?
For example, we had some scenarios at that time. You know, of course, to simulate smell, it's not like where you print a color. You know, you only need 3 colors, and you can mix them and get millions of colors, right? But for the 20 channel, we can only mix them together to get like 200 smells. You know, so we cannot simulate thousands or millions of smells. But the 20 channel already enough for you. For example, when you play a video game, if you press the brake, you can smell the burning rubber. You know, something like that. So, but maybe one cartridge can only for several games. Then when you play a new game, you need to replace with a new cartridge. You know, so so it is has a market. Yeah.
So you're catered to video game industry, right?
Yeah, video gaming. Yeah.
And did you do any business development? I thought
At
you
that
said.
time, we was keep looking for fundings, and we developed several simple games.
No, I mean, developing game and develop this is 2 different things. But did you talk to any video game developers? Say, hey, I can integrate my device into your game.
Right.
And,
that time was a bad timing, you know, right after September 11th, and also we was in Savannah, Georgia. It's a very small town, very quiet, very slow, so we don't have much connections, you know. Right. Yeah. Now I know the company sold their IP to a company in California called Sun Technologies. Hopefully they can come up with better things. Yeah. So the second rule is maybe we also need to validate users' acceptance. You know, innovation for what? Is that they really want? You know, I can share some of my stories. You know, my experience. For example, this was a company called Membo. You know, Membo, they trying to build up a web for the web SNS for the teachers, children, and also the parents. You know, so they built this SNS, and also I asked them how you want to make a profit. They told me they want to sell books. You know, so they put many books navigations inside the SNS interface. So the navigation becomes very complicated. You have to select high school, middle school, primary school. Then you have to select mathematics, chemistry, physical. So then it becomes very difficult to find a book. But that's not the main problem. The main problem is that when I get these projects and I go study, I go talk to the parents, talk to the teachers, and talk to the kids. The parents and the teachers in China actually are afraid of SNS. They don't want their children go to SNS site to make new friends. They want to protect their children very well. So when they hear about, oh, your class is an SNS site for children, they say, no, I would never let my kids go to that website. So, but instead, when I talk to them, I say, we have many good books for children. They say, well, that's what I'm interested in. So then we get back to clients, we talk to them, and they say, since your business model is to sell books, why you want to shape yourself as an SNS? People wouldn't accept, So we help them reshape their website to be a purely teaching materials e-commerce site, And also, instead of so complicated navigation with the hardly people will go through navigation to find the book. Most of them just directly search. So we provide a very simple search engine at the homepage, and you just search. But after you search a book, you get the book, you will find out someone else may also purchase this book. Then you make a friend. Then you maybe start talk. So we make SNS behind and make the e-commerce at front. So after redesign strategy, it becomes much more successful.
So it becomes a legion site for book selling, right?
Yeah, for book selling.
And with a little flair of what is it called?
Yeah.
Social networking.
Right. Because my understanding for a business to be successful, you got to have 4 A's. That's my series. 4A, which is number A is called awareness. But awareness is always easy to do. You can always get, if you have money or have channels, you can always put some advertisement, do a TV commercial, you can always promote in a school, So you can easily let them at least get to know you, get the awareness, right? But the second step is accessible. Do they be able to access your service? For example, you're developing an iOS app, but I'm using an Android, then I cannot access your service, right? The third one is acceptance, where they really accept. They get to know you, they can access your service, but can they really accept your service? Do they really taking it, pay for your service? And the last one is addictive. Do they enjoy working with your service, stay with your business? So so that's how we work with them. So another project I'd like to share with you guys called RISE, which is Rural Information and Communication Engine. It's a program, it's a project we worked with UNDP, United Nations Development Program, and also China Minister of Science and Technology, in China. What we do, the project was, we got the funding from UNDP. We want to develop an information platform to help the rural area poor people to change their life, improve their life quality, But it's a big topic, We all know the main problem for the rural area is they're poor, they don't have enough money, right? But lack of money is a result. It's not the reason. It's not what they need. You cannot help them just by giving them money, So what they need? So we did a lot of research in the rural areas in Mongolia, in Fujian, Yunnan. So we found out the main problem for them. First, excuse me.
It's too dry. I feel the same. That's the problem.
Yeah. First, you know, those farmers we've been talking to, they really like to watch a TV channel in China. If maybe you guys know, called 致富农经, thanks, which is a TV program to tell the farmers how to change their life, how to make a farm to have more cows, have more animals, or have more plants, you know. And they have the land. They have the land. You know, they can also borrow money from their relatives to start a new farm, you know, start a new small business. But they are lack of technology, so they are afraid if some disease comes, they may become bankrupt. You know, that's the first problem.
This room, silent fire.
Oh yeah, the second problem is, for example, they have the money, they have the farm, they have the technology, but they cannot sell for a good price because there's so many middlemen in the middle. You know,
Yeah.
We all know the vegetables or produce in Beijing or Shanghai are so expensive, but the farmers, when they sell their products, they sell for very low price. You know, so that's the second problem we want to solve. You know, but we also want then how we gonna help them. You know, we also research about some existing products in the market, existing competitors. How are they doing? For example, there's a product provided by China Mobile called 农信通. So how 农信通 works? First, they have a website. This is a website interface. They have a website, you know, but when we go to the farmer's house, we talk to the farmers, you know, those poor farmers, they even don't have a computer at home. You know, how can they access your web service? You know, they have many agriculture-related information on the website, but they cannot access. You know, the farmer's teeth has to run like several kilograms to the town to play a computer game. You know, in the we call it computer cafe. You know, internet cafe. You know, so they have to go to the internet bar to play. So they cannot access. Another service they called 农信通 hotline. So when the farmers has a problem, they call the hotline.
Mm-hmm.
So they say, okay, my chicken has some problems, disease. What should I do? You know, but the hotline operators, many are young ladies, very young ladies, beautiful voice. Right, they have beautiful voice, but they don't have knowledge. Of course, they have computer, they can search. Right, they will search and answer. They will send an SMS back to the farmers. They say, okay, so now you need to buy some medicine to feed your chicken. You know, but will the farmers really believe in that? You know, they wouldn't trust. You know, I wouldn't trust the young lady. With some, you know, even never take a look at my farm. You know, never take a look at my animals. You know, so so that's why it doesn't work as well. So
do they charge money for those kind of telephone calls?
No, free. Yeah. But there's another service provided by a local government in Fujian. You know, they provide mobile phones to 23 agriculture experts. So the government pay for the phone charge, usage every month. And the government pay extra salary to these 23 experts. So whenever you have problems, you call this hotline. You say, then the hotline will say, for these problems, dial 1. For that problem, dial 2. You know, then you dial 1 or 2. Then they say for these experts, you dial 1. That expert, you dial 2. You know. So all of them have a good concept. You know, and they even provide this service, but no farmers willing to use. You know. No, because the farmers tend to believe some people they can meet face to face. some people, like a doctor, you can go to my farm, you can take a look at what's happening, then you give me ideas, tell me how to do, right? So so that's why then how we going to solve this problem? How we can provide the farmers with the technology and information, and how we can bridge the gap between the selling price in the big city and the rural area, So we found out some interesting phenomena, like even though the farmers don't have computer, almost all of them have a cell phone. And even though they have a cell phone, they don't like to send SMS. Many of them even don't know how to type in Chinese characters, But they don't afraid of making calls, because the call fees in rural areas in China is very low cost. They have a special package for them. Another thing is that actually in the rural areas they have such we call 农机站, which we call TTF, Technology Trend Force, 农机员, those guys who work in the station, whose job duty is to help the farmers to solve their technology problems. But most of them just got a college degree or lower, so their knowledge is so limited, so they cannot help the farmers well. But they are in the village, they know the farmers, and the farmers has their trust. And nationwide we have over 680,000 农机员, So then we try to build up a network. We call it a network for the TTFs. So we build up this network. The TTF can help each other. If I don't know the answer, I get help from other people in this platform. I can also update the database in this platform. And also those people who want to make a purchase order from a rural area, they can jump many middlemen. They can place an order directly to the TTFs who work in the village, and they know who in the village planting what fruits, produce. They can help them form this order. They also know who is doing transportation in my village. They can help managing the transportation as well. So that's how we do it.
So is a site like that popular in China now? How are the farmers using the technology these days?
In China, when you work with government, sometimes it becomes so how do you use the word?
Be careful.
So we finish projects. We finish products. We did the first version. We go to the rural area, do the testing. Then we come out. We refine testing again. We even test in the lab to make sure it's good for the TTF's knowledge base. They can use it well. Then now they say they're doing the trial in Yunnan. So up to now, I still haven't seen it popular use in China.
The Hubei province sent a group of delegates looking for technology like this to be implemented in Hubei, but I was.
Contact me. Yeah.
So those technicians have very easy access to internet, right?
Yeah, those technicians in their office they have computer, and they even talk in QQ. They also know how to use e-commerce like Alibaba.
So this is more become a knowledge deposit, knowledge base, some sort of things between the technicians.
Right.
Do you have like a senior expert, some sort?
Yeah, because the professors in the agricultural fields can also participate, or the agricultural expert can also participate in this platform. Yeah.
So what's your challenge so far?
I think it's well designed, and we've been tested twice.
Not the system. I'm talking about the business.
The business, because it's already handed to the government. How government going to you know.
So in the rural China, what kind of access speed they have? Is it already you can do
Already quite fast.
You can do video conferencing or not yet?
Video conferencing, I haven't tested. Maybe a little problem, but shouldn't be a problem because they can QQ chat. They can chat on video. Yeah.
Okay.
Shouldn't be a problem.
How many provinces are covered on the testing side?
We went to Yuan, Fujian, and Inner Mongolia. Yeah.
Those are the poor provinces, which might be very practical.
Yeah.
To be tested.
So the third thing I want to talk about is that
Too remote.
you also need to validate
Don't have a hard time
user
to
behavior.
actually get a
You know,
TTC.
you need to make sure your product is good, has good usability, right? For example, this we all know, like many years ago when computer just come out, many people use it as a coffee holder, cup holder. You know, so it happens. You know, there's an old Chinese saying said, one type of rice feeds 1,000 type of people. You know, even we all eat same rice, we might think different. You know. So, for example, when we design a service for the blind people in China, it's a project we got from an NGO in Beijing. So we want to build this SNS for the blind person, so they can surf online, they can make friends online, they can share audios, you know. But we have to do a lot of research, you know, how blind people we can enable them to surf online, you know. So a lot of research has been conducted. Of course, they can for the total blind person, they cannot see the screen. They can only listen to the screen, you know. So we provide the voice function. So they have to click the TAB key. Whenever they click, the mouse will move on the screen, you know. Click TAB. Then whenever they move, they read the content for them, you know. But the website has to be in a very simple logic, you know, so they can keep clicking and listening. Also, some people are not totally blind; they're partial blind, you know, impaired. So we provide a dynamic magnet to move on the screen, you know, so they can read letters by letters. And some people they have you can also change the font size, of course. Some people only can read a special color contrast or brightness contrast. So we also did a lot of research and provide 3 contrasts for them. You know. And for another e-commerce website, we did eye tracking testing. You know, eye tracking movement testing. You know, so we use this equipment to track how you look at the screen, you know, which is your first side and your movement, you know. At each side, how long you stare at the content. So yeah, I've been working with many companies, and some companies don't think eye tracking is working that well. So I am showing this poster as an example. For example, this poster is an advertisement poster for a van, right? So when we use the eye tracking, we will see most people are looking at the ice cube, where the beautiful young lady and the young fellow are going to kiss, right? Almost like kiss. And not much people actually looking at the wine bottle, you know. So which means this poster is a nice design, but wouldn't work, right? So we changed that to the middle. Then what we got. Now the design is not that good anymore, but at least we get more attractions. You know, more people look at the product we want to sell. You know.
What's the final?
Right. So this advertisement post that I found when I was traveling in Shanghai. So I take a photo. Because I've been in Shanghai for like a week, so every day I take a subway. So every day I see this poster advertisement. I thought it was an advertisement for one product. Then one day I wait for the train for a little bit longer, so I get a chance to look at more in details. Then I found out that I was wrong for a whole week, you know. So what kind of advertisement you think? What are they selling? You know?
Water bottles?
Yeah, most people think it's for bottles. I also think so, it's for bottles, but I was wrong, you know. Right, newspaper, you know. But think about it, the poster is on the floor, so you can hardly look at the letters, you know. And every people is rushing and trying to catch a trend, you know, who will really actually looking at that, you know. So they spend so much money, but doing advertisement for other companies, you know, instead of for themselves, you know. So such mistakes happens, you know, really happens. So the first thing I like to talk about is you also need to validate with the national conditions, which are called Guoqing, right? Innovation for challenge, which also means opportunity. So this is a startup in Shanghai. They developed this service called Qifan. Qifan actually is kind of like a copycat of like a Zopa, you know. They provide P2P banking for you know, so especially for us students. So if you lack of money to pay for your tuition, you can borrow money from this side from other people.
Is it only for the children, like student? I mean.
Yeah, many for students, but of course other people can also do so. They actually get fundings. They get $1 million funding from Yuan.
In China, do they have the same credit system? So when I look at Ding, if I want to borrow money, it depends on if I like it or not. Right? There's no other third party to validate your credit worthiness. No.
The central bank started building one, but it's not that popular as here.
Is it regulated in China? Crowdfunding is illegal, isn't
it? For P2P, it's kind of like a gray area.
Gray area, yeah.
Yeah.
It's illegal to lend money to other people.
Yeah.
Just not above the bank rate, like 4 times of the bank rate or something.
Yeah, you cannot charge too much high rate.
Yeah.
It's a gray area. Yeah.
You mean you cannot offer interest 4 times?
You can charge interest, right, but it cannot
like,
be more than 4 times.
No more than 4 times of the bank interest.
So the startup team, they got $1 million from the CEO of HTC, Yuan. You know, but in 2 years they spend all, you know, spend them all, and they got no money and no much users, no people would actually using the service.
You know why?
Yeah, why?
There's a company called Lending. In San Francisco, they just
Lending Club, that was funded by
Google. Just bought 7% of their shares.
They just raised
Lending Club was working with the PMP. It used to be at the PMP.
Even in China, someone bound to be successful.
Yeah, there's like only in Toronto. There's like
Sequoia.
It's not like Sequoia.
It is.
They're like Pai Dai.
I know them.
You know them?
Yeah.
They're like doing pretty well.
No. Actually, they are watching money, I guess.
Watching money. That's a good way to
Money laundering.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but the reason why I think that in the US, a few companies are doing really well because there is a credit system. Yeah. So, when you lend some money to people you don't know, there is a third party to verify. Right. But in a society like China hasn't established that, why should I put my money into the organization if that failure rate is so high?
But actually, the reality is, if you have a third party to do that, they can manipulate a third party. You know what I'm saying?
That's actually what all the companies
I think you guys stay too long. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Third party becomes little financial sectors.
Yeah.
And everybody hates.
But like the United States. But we're talking about the not multi-million-dollar deal. It could be like $20, 20,000, something that it's hard to use that small amount of money to manipulate as a big company.
So you think the main challenge, main problem of this business is
not fit China national conditions.
Not yet, that's right.
Right.
Can you be more specific?
Yeah. So they come to me, they come to for my consultant service, So so I analyze, first in China we don't have the SSN, we don't have social security number, we don't have credit system built up, So we are lack of trust. So no people will lend money to people, a stranger, through the internet, So that's why this model doesn't work,
But this gentleman just said you can trust the institution instead of individual. If you
that's
lend
even
to
worse.
institution, and the institution can lend to individual, that kind of solves the problem, isn't it?
That's how Alipay works, kind of like how Alipay works.
Okay.
But unless you have a lot of money to guarantee this, my input 0.3 trillion Chinese yuan into Alipay to start doing this, to guarantee. Yeah. Anyway, so I talked to them. I say, even though Chinese people are lack of trust, we don't want to lend money to other people. We never lack of mercy, So when people know those people are really in a difficult situation, really need money, they are really suffering, we are willing to donate without, you don't need to return, we just give, So to find some data for them, like almost every week in China, the donation is like, how much is that? It's 0.3 billion Chinese yuan every week. So it's a big amount of money, And also, especially after Gourmet May, after Red Cross, thing in China, from my understanding, any field has big problems, also means has big challenge and big opportunity, So since we're willing to spend so much money for donation, but we lack of a trustable platform. So what about if Qifang can build up as a trustable, transparent platform? Then people would think about 0.3 billion yuan go through your website, go through your platform. That's already a lot of potentials, So that's why I rethink about the business model. I come up with several new profit strategy for them, So besides the formal lend to hope, if you want to help some poor people, you can lend to hope, but you can also donate to hope. If you say you saw some little kids, it's impossible for them to pay you back, right away. You can just donate, And we also come up with a new strategy called a short hope. Of course, we know in China there are many manufacturers. They have many products they cannot sell as in stock in their warehouse. So they have to spend money for advertisement. So instead of putting so much money for advertisement and wasting so much money for warehouse cost, why not they donate some to Qifang, and Qifang can sell through this platform, and that's how we help them, So the first strategy we come up with them is that what if someone who wants hope but they don't have money to lend or to donate or even to buy something, So we come up with a new strategy called Game to Hope. You can come to my site, come to Qifang to play games, and it's a charity game. So how the charity game works? Yeah, we then we redesigned the site. So we designed a milk game, milk production game. We all know in China we don't trust the local milk manufacturer. So nobody want to drink local milk. But the local milk manufacturer, they want to rebuild the brand's image, right? So we get sponsorship from a local milk manufacturer, Manu, to sponsor these games. So by playing these games, by playing this game, the users start from milking from a cow, step by step. So you get to know how a healthy milk is produced from manure, So by playing this game, manure rebuilt their corporate image. The web users helping the rural area children to get milk, because every time they produce a virtual milk through this game, manure will donate a real milk for the rural area children, right? And Qifan get money from manure, right? And the children get milk. So it's a win-win-win-win strategy. And that's how we help them. We get books and dictionary from the manufacturer and publishing house for free, and we sell online. We donate to the kids.
So how do you make it transparent? If I donate to you, how do I know?
You donate every cent will directly go to the children. So we make sure it's transparent. We make money from the games, and from advertisement, and also from this kind of like the e-commerce side. So the e-commerce, like for example, we sell the dictionary. We put up and we say this dictionary will cost you 10 yuan for each dictionary. But if you spend money, I wouldn't ship the dictionary to you. I will give the dictionary to the kids. So you are putting the money to help me to do the charity, So after we sell the dictionary, we actually upload the photo, online. So people know we're actually doing this,
Yeah, I was wondering how you enforce it for the large scale. Because the one, even locally, American, I was to donate something, I point out, let's go to this hospital, the children's section. And then after a couple of months, I went there, it's supposed to 1 year subscription, I didn't find it. So,
you mean the children's wing is gone, or?
No, I think that magazine just never get in there.
Huh.
I specific because I was there and just look at all the stuff, and there is a new list that come to my door say, help me to raise the funds for the local charities, and then those students have those
Those are not students, but anyway, that's a different
well,
topic.
they're supposed to be, at least they claim themselves from university, some kind of a marketing
Yeah, but if you ask
exercise.
more questions, they wouldn't be able to
Well,
answer.
they have lists, they have all the IDs.
In
Yeah,
Qifan,
only about $40 per year, big deal. So I sent to them, think that's have a better appeal to me, and so it's not there.
In Qifan, in my design, the service is you directly donate money to the children. So you also can find out the children's contact information, so you can make sure if it's received or not.
So you have a list of a location, school name, the name of the kids.
Right, it's
Who actually
one-to-one donation, or one-to-one lending,
If a one-to-one, then you have to feature the profile of that particular kid.
Right. We don't mind if you just donate offline and don't go through us. We just want to make sure Qifan is transparent, because we make money not from donation, we make money from
Money.
games. Yeah. So it went out very well. So for a while, the board of Qifan want to acquire my company and then let me to become CEO for Qifan. So on behalf of Qifan, I went to Yuan's sustainable leadership forums and so on. But at the end, we couldn't come up with an agreement for equity. So I didn't actually continue with Qifan. Of course, we also need to have a right innovation process. I strongly suggest we validate before launch. Many people just have ideas, but without enough validation. So compared to waterfall process, I'll quit because I guess not much time, right? Normally people have ideas and just develop, use this waterfall process. Some people use the spiral process or agile development. You launch alpha version first, then you receive some feedback from market, and you start adjust your positioning, refine. IDEO, innovation company in Silicon Valley, they suggest here your market, here your target users, then create, then deliver. There's a book called The 4 Steps to Epiphany, said most companies fail because they're doing like this, they have ideas, get seed fundings, after lunch, then get to market, then they fail, So they suggest we validate the customer before we actually implement, right? So my company is, we go a little bit further, so we talk about how we validate. We will build a prototype before we actually develop. Because when you develop your service, develop your product, it takes a lot of cost, right? So we have a lot of strategies to build prototypes. We adopted many psychology or marketing research methodologies, to do the research, testing, like eye tracking, So this part I just quick. So this was a site for research. It's a service for Nokia. It's a 2007. It's an ISS based. So we will analyze the target users. What's the use case they will use in the market in this service platform? Then we build a platform prototype to the testing. Then we redesign, redo the testing, validate. We even let the target users to bring the product home to do a small trial, and we ask them to write the user diary, Then we deliver the final service, final product. And also, you get your service to the users. Then how you retain your users, it's also about design a product or design a service or design a strategy. For example, we provide a service for Ping An. We provide a service for Ping An automobile insurance, auto insurance. We all know auto insurance industry has big problems that their lack of loyal customers. Because every year they get the customer will get new quotations from different companies. They will compare which one is the lowest one. I go to the lowest one, right? So that's a very big problem. So they want to retain their users. So they come to us for our service, our consultants. So we analyze the users. We say, of course, you cannot keep making phone calls. They will be angry at you. You cannot send them SMS. They also don't like that, right? So you want to deliver some actual value, which are helping them, but let them remember you. So if I provide your service and you remember me, so I become your friend. Then next year you are a little bit higher. I wouldn't mind, right? So how we that's why we did a lot of research to find out their pain points, their problems. So we analyze the target users, analyze the customers in China, what's their lifestyle. For example, there are several types of users for the automobile insurance industry, right? First one is for the fresh driver, the new drivers. The new drivers is a type of driver that the customer, that the insurance company, happy and worried. So they want to attract the users, but they lose money on this type of users. So how to help them resolve this problem? We hope them come up with a new strategy that the partnership with the phone navigation company in China provide free navigation software to their users. So because the new drivers, they need the navigation, right? So every 15,000 kilograms, if they don't have, because we will check their driving behavior, with the Internet of Things technology. So if they are a safe driver, then we give a coupon for next year. So by this way, we encourage the driver to be a safer driver and also help them retain the users. Another typical users in China is the business person. The business person in China, they have to social a lot. They have to drink a lot. In China, social means drink, right? So they have to drink a lot, but the law in China now is so strict for drink and drive. You will put in jail. So we provide such a device and the apps. So every time after you drink, you can blow and you say if it's above the limitation or not. If it's not, you can drive. If it's above, you have 3 options. You can call a taxi. You can call someone to drive for you, call driver, or you can call your wife. Right? So by doing this, we help them retain the users. And also the business person also need people to help them managing the service date. What they something like this. And last thing I would say, always stay simple. I work with many companies. They always come out with a lot of ideas, especially the startups. So this example is called it's a travel booking website service in San Jose. So now I become their co-founder, become their partners. So before I joined them, they also have a lot of ideas, and they. So I also compare with other competitors like Expedia. Expedia normally have a lot of information on their website, but what you need actually is just the small little thing. You put your travel date and time and information, then you get search. Then you get a lot of list for the flights and the pricing information, and a lot of pages, but you only look at top 1 or 2 for the cheapest one, right? So some other sites are same, like cheap ticket is same, the same. So I want to help them to make their service more simple and more useful, So we come up with this strategy that instead of search, you list your travel plan, then let the agent bid for it, then you get the lowest, right? So we redesigned the site that is only one screen, very simple, no much actual information, right? And you only get one price, you only get the lowest price. So you're putting here for like 3 days, you still have 2 days left, 2 days and 3 hours left for people to come here to bid. And this is the lowest bid you got so far, So if you're not certified for one stop, you have to transfer a flight. You can filter to sort into little stop to get the lowest price. If you have preferred airline, you can sort again, and you can compare to lowest price in Expedia, in Priceline, So we make it more simple, make it more direct.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. Who's bidding for what? Is it reverse bidding? Airline bid for your...
Right, it's a reverse bidding. Right. So you post your travel plan.
Mm-hmm.
You post a travel plan, then the agents bidding for your plan.
You mean travel agent bidding?
Travel agents.
Not the airlines?
Not the airlines.
Huh.
Right. Because the airlines, they wouldn't do this. Right. Yeah.
But how many travel agents involved in?
Right now we have 60 registered agents, right? And we launched only in 4 months, already sold for $1 million.
How long does it take? How long does it take to post your travel plan? You know, a lot of people don't like to.
1 minute. Only such little thing to fill in. You know, you just select one way or two way. You know, your departure city, arrival city, days, then close.
So is it only for simple travel plan, or say you have a pretty complicated itinerary? Go to the city, stay
You
3
can have
days.
multi-city as well.
You can have that type of travel plan as well.
Yeah, sure.
So your typical travel plan is just a flight, a round trip.
Right now it's for flight, one way or round trip or multi-cities, and we also have for hotels.
So let's just look at this. Just curious, have you compared your result with the kayak and to see which one's cheaper?
We are like $200 cheaper than kayak, even for international flights. You can try.
Kayak is not good for international mostly, but how about domestic?
Domestic, we don't have much difference. Very like $5 difference. Not much.
So the funny thing about international is mostly go by the local ethnic, the agents within the ethnic community. So have you? So you're basically those agents are those
Right,
people, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
Do you have a way to qualify the agents?
Right now not yet. In the Luna, we will require them to upload their license certificate.
So local license.
Yeah.
So what's your revenue model?
Revenue model? We get money commission from the agents for every ticket sold, and we also get money from advertisement. Yeah.
Does it work better than Priceline? So you say your lowest
Price
price.
has a very big problem because when you want to cheap tickets, you can name your own price in Priceline. But you have to give up a lot of things, like you don't know what time is your flight, you don't know how many stops you got, then you have to put in your credit card at front. Then you may spend money for less, but you may turn out to catch a flight at the middle night, for a small plane, juggling on in a, you lost your experience.
When I fill up the form on your side, I can specify the exact time, or because I don't know the flight yet, right?
You know the flight. You have flight details. You have all the details listed.
Oh, you have the flight detail already.
Right. The only thing is that we let the agents compete with each other by bidding.
Okay.
Just the price.
The price, because we mainly target price-sensitive people. Yeah, and we also make it simplest that we only show one price. We only show the lowest. So
But is it possible you limit the choices? Because let's say I have to work during the day, I want to.
You can
after
sort.
work.
You can sort, right? You can also, of course, for example, you have 20 beats, 12 beats so far. You can still click and see more beats, the other beats you got,
Cool. So let's give Professor Tang a big round of applause.
Any questions? You guys know you can contact me by Facebook, LinkedIn, and I strongly recommend you contact me through Good Day. Good Day is an app my company developed. Currently only iOS version, so you can search Good Day in App Store and you can download, and you can add me. My ID is 33.
Is it GUTE?
GUTE is a German word, means good day.
I have a question. How do you get all those contracts with the Chinese company?
By word of mouth. Word of mouth.
But those big companies, like what you're talking about, like a Ping An, all those big companies, normally if they do use service contract, and they probably tend to use somebody like McKinsey.
Yeah, they do. They are actually.
Because otherwise, if something goes wrong, they're going to be.
I know.
Actually, how do you get all those contracts? Sounds like you're working with a small company, which makes sense. They probably work with some company like yours. But so how you? I mean, I'd like to hear more about that.
Word of mouth, of course, and actually McKinsey was a competitor. Of course, they are much big monster. They charge much higher as well.
Well,
but I think we are better than them in some way. Like they will come out with a research report and charge Ping An for like $20 million, just 20 million yuan just for a report. But their report just help Ping An company to make decisions. McKinsey wouldn't come up with a product solution. I will actually come up with a product solution. So that's how we differentiate with them.
So you have a whole team in China?
Yeah, we have a whole team. Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
7 years.
Okay. Interesting.
I have an interesting question that kind of compare the websites in the United States and the website in China. The website in China, if you look at it, you immediately, you don't have to read the text, you immediately know it's Chinese website because they put like an entire dashboard of every possible word filled out the screen. Why is that? Obviously, it's successful, right? People.
We're so busy. We just, I'm doing this portal. So, you were just asking what kind of portal. I actually, had a whole China team build up that portal.
Yeah,
and then the comments I brought here, so everybody goes like, what is the one that's so busy? It's like
university, I found that we are going to contract it out to a few Chinese universities so we can collaborate on MBA offering on both sides. They look at the website and say, this is too simple. I said, but this is the way in most US university look like that. But they want to put...
They put everything at the front page. Everything, right. Yeah.
So but from your perspective, why?
Because they haven't hired me yet. They don't have the money to hire me.
Is it just like a tradition, like?
No, I've been teaching art school, Central Academy of Art in Beijing, in China. It's the best art school. So the students are supposed to be very creative, So actually, yeah. But the problem is not with students or with the employees, with the system. The whole China system or the company system is so bad that it's not flat. You have to respect your boss so badly that anyone cannot make a decision. Only the big boss, and the boss actually know nothing about the actual product. So we sometimes we may come up with a lot of designs and we wait for the boss to make the final decision, or the biggest government guy. So it's a decision-making process. Yeah.
What about taste?
Yeah.
It's a decision-making process.
Actually, from my observation, I think U.S. government website is similar way. Put everything on the same page, and then you can go down the tree so many levels and still can find it. And now they're doing a little bit better, but still, you still get lost. Yeah. So I think the same thing is a mentality. Is government need to put everything in the front so that assume you know what to go for.
It really depends on websites, right? Some of them you need a lot of information, Just like go to stock market's website, right? All those data. So I think some is because the culture thing, because a lot of the amateur, because the threshold for the website design in China, actually it's not that even here, It's some amateur, they can do a website, they are not educated, like from some good art school. Some is about the taste, some is about system, it's complicated. You cannot just say one thing about some of that.
So you can talk about like startup companies, okay. So we have idea. But who can afford to hire somebody like you to say, okay, let's go test this product
You give me 5% of your equity, at least.
Yeah. That's
so is that what you just?
Yeah, like don't pick
And then
up.
deserve it 5%.
Okay, so how many companies now you are being sits on the board or have equity
No,
now?
not much. But frankly, I talk to a lot of startups, especially in Silicon Valley. But most of them, I wouldn't. I don't like. I wouldn't willing to put my efforts and time. But for example, the Go Pack Up, their business model is very simple. And from the first day launch, they make money, even maybe just $5, but still it's profit, you know. So, yeah.
So when you introduce all this usability to some of the company you help or some of the students, do you have a set of website you tell them, say, these are pretty good. If you do this, that will consider that's excellent work. Or none of them are doing it.
Yeah, there's no, what's your question?
So what are the exemplary websites you use as a good example to guide your students?
As a good example.
Yeah, good example.
You know, I mostly for my students, I will show them my work. You know, because I know more about my own work, you know, and I'm proud of my work. You know. And the other things, you know, there are no special in a different project, different. You know, the basic rule is understand people and respect people. You know,
and
so
none of the company you ever come across achieve that, or some of them do.
Actually, Apple was doing well, you know, especially when Jobs was CEO. You know, yeah. Google actually, I like their experience. They even though they're tech oriented, they are not targeted at styling, but the usability and the experience are very well. Yeah. But Facebook sucks. You know, I think Facebook will die.
They just freeze out the new design.
Actually, Facebook, the design director graduated from the same university with me, Southern Korea.
How do you like LinkedIn?
LinkedIn is good, but they start to put too many things on.
Yeah, it's hard to find.
Yeah, the chief designer is graduate from my program 5 years ago. He was just a mediocre student. And I said, wow,
how do you get a job?
And he got a job in this little company 4 years ago called LinkedIn. And I said, well, that looks okay. And it went public, and he started to donate money back to school.
Wow.
So I said, wow. So sometimes the talent and hard work is important. It just happened you find that company, right? If you find a design company for McDonald's, he will never be, you know. So sometimes it's just a luck.
In law school, people always say C students will always end up being the boss, B students will always work for C students, and A student will end up teaching.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm curious about the app or the device you designed for Ping An. You said when the drivers breathe into is it like a device that is attached to your phone?
A device
a breathalyzer?
plugged into your phone and it blow and you get.
Oh, how big is that thing?
Very small.
Is that US
No,
compatible?
through the audio port. Audio.
Like the square, right?
Yeah, like the sensor.
That's something.
That's very
Yeah.
cool.
I think you have a market here.
Sure. Yeah. I'm coming here for good go.
So can you talk a little bit more about your opinion about Facebook? Why you think Facebook sucks?
They are not simple anymore. You know? They
Yeah.
just stay simple. And also, mobile is a trend, and their mobile app is also very bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think
The good thing that they beat MySpace is they invented the you can share your updates with your contacts, right? But then now a lot of people start to learn from them. But then they start to put a lot of more stuff on it, you know, then become heavy and heavy, you know. So then one day they will crash. And you know, it's very easy to add one feature on your product, then it becomes very difficult for you to delete. You know. Yeah.
I have a question. So for a person with, say, more engineering background like me, what's the fastest way to pick up some good design idea or to learn about how to design a good product? I mean, we only have limited time. We cannot go to school, like take full-time courses. What's some tips that you can
It's
give?
difficult for you to, of course, you have your specialties. It's difficult for you to start become an expert in other areas.
Yeah, but for startup, usually one person wear multiple hats, you get to be engineer or part-time designer or part-time something else, right?
Right.
I have Professor Tang's team.
I'm waiting to.
You know the reason I'm here? I want to negotiate with Professor Tang to establish a school of design. Exactly like you said, we saw the student. We have two main programs: computer science, they can do the technology. We have BA, they can do the business, the value business, do the marketing. But they need a pretty facade because these days all these products need a internet or a cell phone presence. So design become the glue to connect the technology and business.
Yeah, but when we look at all those startups, I mean, one of the very critical elements we can look at is a team. We're not expecting you to be like perfect in every
Exactly,
field.
it has to be.
So if you are very technical, then you gotta have another partner is very business. Or if your product is very important in the design, then you have another co-founder had to be. We see lots of good projects. We just very hesitant to invest because it's a one-man band.
Yeah, so usually you have a technical co-founder and a business co-founder, right? But you need a design person, but you cannot really afford to hire.
So I think
design people are so expensive nowadays.
It's not a hire, it's go to the meetings and talk to people.
That's right, event like
and
this,
get
this is
somebody.
the place to do the networking.
Just go to 99 Design. You should be fine.
It's no way.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's cheap at least.
It's go to so many meetings, you don't meet one just right. But you just have
That's right,
to get
that's right, you have to kiss a lot of frogs.
There another way to do is go to the professors.
That's right, I can tell you,
That's
though, I don't want to tune my
When you
own horn.
mention about
The best partner is when you get to know in the education environment because it's a lot more open. People don't have a book behind their back to calculate. So this person is they are a lot pure connection than the mutual trust.
Less financially driven.
That's right.
In some sense.
So if you look at a lot of partners, there's really strong long-term partners. They all know each other in graduate school. So let's consider that.
That's a very good. It's very good concept. I really like to follow up.
Since you mentioned about mainland design, so a lot of people think design is about visual. It's not. I'll give you an example. Maybe I better talk about this case in Chinese because a lot of culture content behind. 比如说我们公司给这个中国人保做一个策划项目，他们也想要做一个保险产品的创新，所以 it's nothing about graphic or visual, no visual at all. 那保险产品其实中国的保险公司它的保险产品全部是抄国外的。就是把它抄过来，连计算都没有，直接就换算成人民币就开始卖了，对吧？那些什么理赔条款啊等等都是抄的，都没有太多的 localize。那他们来找我们呢，就是说其实保险产品很不好卖，对吧？那人保找我们做了这么一个咨询，那我们也做了一些调研，就是保险产品它一个重要问题，比如说寿险，中国人就很抵触这个东西。对吧？难道你要揍我死了吗？对吧？对，就这个事情。而且这个事情是我真发生事情了你才保，对吧？我没发生事情嘛，我钱就白给你了，等等吧。就是说有很多东西，就是它的保险产品不符合中国国情。那我们最后给他做了一个什么样的调研呢？就是最后给他出了一个什么样的产品的策划呢？就是大家知道中国的保险形式最早的保险形式是什么吗？中国最早的保险形式是这个家族，所以我们有家族、有祠堂、有族长，你就得到保护了。你出了任何事情，族长会把族里的钱都拿过来给你，都会来给你治病、来保护你、来拯救你，对吧？等等，它就是你最大的保险。那现在呢？现在中国呢，就是说，虽然说孩子们都到大城市去了，去发展去了，但是其实各个地区呢又开始新建祠堂了。把这个家族祠堂又重新新建起来，又修个族谱，修个宗庙，对吧？开始做这种事情。然后那些在大城市里发家致富、有了钱的人呢，会回来出一大笔钱，把这个祠堂给建起来，对吧？把族谱修起来。所以呢，我们就给他做了这么一个策划。 这个策划案呢，我们把这个保险叫做那个泰安保。为什么叫泰安保呢？如果你们去过福建，福建的土楼一般就叫泰安保。土楼长什么样子，你们知道吗？土楼是要么是圆形，要么是方形的，是土的，或者是怎么样砖的哦。就是他一大家族人就住在这一栋楼里面，对吧？然后呢，如果他还有那个枪眼，可以打枪，可以射箭的。如果有土匪来，他们可以对外抵御。所以他们那种楼就叫泰安保。所以我给的这款保险产品就取名叫泰安保。那它是以家族为单位来推销这个保险。那家族者一推销，你说家里的族长说我们修祠堂了，顺便想买个保险，族里人都有保障了，对吧？那其实那些在大城市挣了钱的人是会愿意回来出大头的。那些留守在家里的老头老太太，那些出个小头就够了，这个保险就卖出去了，对吧？所以这你必须根据中国的国情来 localize 你的 innovation， 对吧？那这个也是我们的这个 service， 这个不需要微酒。对。
那你卖给的是那些，就是说从农村或者地区里边 move 到大城市的人，但是本身在大城市的人，这些人是最有购买力的，你一般是怎么想？
我们相反，我们到他的族里面去推，是吧？族里一推，他自然就会耗到他们在外地
同事啊，或者是
到外地的那些人都会来购买，对吧？
所以他们那个人保招你们主要是做 marketing，
不是 marketing， 应该说是叫做产品创新咨询 ，product strategy，you know consultants。对，我把它叫 product design。
那这些例子比你刚才讲那个例子有趣多了。
对，我们有很多 service， 它不需要反复，我只是我想 visualize 给客户看。
没问题。